Hi, good evening, everyone. Actually, I'm pretty excited to be here because when Errol approached me saying, Shawn, could you give a 5 to 10 minutes testimonial of your experience from this program? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Because the last 16 weeks, in fact, the whole journey has been quite a bit of a life-changing one for me. And I can say to you life-changing only because of what I've experienced, not just through the program, but also in my day-to-day life, as well as in my workplace. And it's also very interesting that God made the time for me to be here right now because Charles knows this, Errol knows this. My schedule is packed from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. So I even have a PCR test to go for after this because I'm flying off this Friday. So I'm really thankful, God bless, to be here to share with all of you my experience. The funny thing was also when I came across this program, it was on LinkedIn. So I'm a really regular user on LinkedIn social media platform. And when I saw this, it sort of called out to me. And I got onto a Zoom call with some of the faculty members somewhere in May this year. And it was still a very 50-50 thing to me because I was just wanting to inquire what's so different about this leadership program or this training program compared to many other secular training programs out there. And I'm in a multinational corporate training organization, so I can easily compare between the secular training programs. So when I just had this thing of wanting to go through the program, I kept an open mind. I told myself, let me approach this from a spiritual point of view. So I was very attracted to the part where all the faculty members could relate every single module to something in Scripture. So whenever there's a module, and we had Tuesday night classes, so the not so good part about the program was it's every Tuesday for 16 weeks. From 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Scary to me because it's a commitment and it's right after work. Most of us are jumping in the sessions at 6:30, sometimes 7. Sometimes our work delays us. So I sometimes I'm guilty of joining it at 7:30 p.m. sometimes. But still, I look forward to it. Something about it make me look forward to Tuesday night and wanting to be with the group. So it was not just about the faculty members. Each of us, my classmates, we came from different sectors. Some came from the non-profit, the social service sector. Some were entrepreneurs, and some of us are in corporate. And we had a mix of each other's understanding. So if I'm not mistaken, 2 of our classmates are Christians. The rest were Catholics. I myself, I'm a cradle Catholic. But the thing about me, just now one of the modules that Charles was going through, just now Charles, that was an excellent refresher to everything. In fact, when Charles was doing that 15-20 minutes presentation, I was literally, wow, it's like a recap of everything I've learned, and I'm glad that I'm putting some things to practice. So SPED, S-P-E-D, Scripture, Prayer, Examine, and Discernment. So one of the biggest takeaways for me is discernment. I never knew of this term before this last 16 weeks. But ever since I knew about discernment, and Father Colin, when he introduced it to us in the retreat in July, the full-day retreat, I was very amazed because it was in St. Ignatius Church. And during a few parts of the day, we got out to reflect on the decisions that we make as a leader or in our daily lives. Even if we're not a leader to teams and organizations, we are still leaders of our own lives. Whatever we do, our words, our actions, impact the people around us, whether we realize it or not. So I did not realize that the words and actions I use impact my family, impact the social media that I'm on. So ever since July, when I started the first module, one of the things that I was doing was I was actively journaling my journey and taking photos of certain of the lessons learned. So some of the Zoom sessions that we had, I screenshot, I posted on LinkedIn, and I shared my own thoughts through this whole process. And because of that, I knew that many, many Christians on LinkedIn and social media platform started to respond to me. And they started to ask me, what's the program they are going through? How has it changed your life? And another testimonial that is directly from, as a result of this program, is the team that I'm leading. I asked my staff in the last 2 weeks for performance review. And I asked them, can you give me feedback of this year? And some of them told me, they say, Shawn, this year you are a lot more calmer. You don't burst out as much anymore. So one of the things I took back was compassion. A really important part was whenever there's something that probably explodes, and I'm sure in our day-to-day lives we have problems, challenges, anything that gets us frustrated, angry, and emotional, I would just stop right there. I take a deep breath, and I even tell my staff, let me reply you on this problem tomorrow. And I'll bring it to the Lord that night, and I'll pray. I'll just go to a quiet corner, or I could be taking a walk, or I could be at the gym. And after that, at the night when I'm walking home, I would offer it. I'll just talk to God, and I never used to do this. I'll talk and say, God, today I had this problem at work. This staff made me really angry. And she wants to resign, and I just feel like letting her go. So there was this one scenario that I had one staff that really resigned, and she pissed me off so badly, But I prayed for the right words to say to her the next day. And I had a Zoom call with her, and we had a video call. She refused to turn on the video. It's okay. I turned on my video because I wanted her to see my expression. And I shared with her. I said, hey, I prayed about it. And I think that what you say makes sense. And then I went on with the conversation. She stayed on. Today, she's one of my best staff. Today, we have one of the best communication that we had. And if I had not practiced discernment or prayer, I wouldn't have achieved the result. So I think there are many things I can share for the program. This is just one aspect that changed the way I do things and the way the Lord has opened up many opportunities for me and many, many more journeys that I have. What I can say is the mentorship program is also really good. I am very blessed. Charles is my mentor. Each of us, we get assigned different mentors throughout the program based on our background, our industry, and so on. And we have the autonomy to also lead our mentors by saying, okay, this is what I would like to do. This is what my next year's plan is, and how can we work together, or how can you guide me on this? Am I on the right path? So one of the things is that we're not just students, and we just go through it. It becomes like a relationship, and we journey together as Catholics or Christians. So it's not a very traditional outside training program that you can find. I really owe it to this whole program to change the way I see things, the way I do things, the way I act. It's always God first. Everything is God-led. Nothing is me and myself anymore. In the past, it was always like that. And I think that the Lord has really guided me well on this. So thank you for the faculty members. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Errol, Irvin, every one of you who have put this program together. Next year, we're going to have the cohort number 2. So I'm actively promoting. Already doing it in social media. Some people already have expressed interest for next year's program, just waiting for dates. And I believe that, there's some of us that are alumni or students from this first batch. We had a gathering last Saturday, cycling and brunch. We're going to catch up again next January. I think this is a good group, good community. When we came together, just one final thing. When we came together on Saturday, a gathering, we talked about 2020 coming to 2021. How has it changed us? And every one of us shared about how God put us in a form of situation somewhere in 2020. I went through a bad time as well. But it was then that I found God, and it was then that He led me to this program, and all of us had very similar journeys. I don't know, if you are sitting here in the room, people like this, I think this is the program to be in. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, everyone.